Ladies and gents, welcome to CG Reaction, and this is our Crocodile's OP by the channel TierZoo. Yes, this is a video about Crocodile. Last time we saw the hippo video, before that we saw the elephant video. So yeah, this is about crocodiles. Crocodiles, I think, are really strong. Their bite force is insane. They are one of the most dangerous predator out there. They are basically sneaky, just wait for the right moment to strike you. They just basically comes out of the water. So yeah, the crocodiles and alligators, I'm pretty sure they are somewhat same, but I don't know, I think crocodiles are more dangerous. I'm not sure about that. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna learn in this video. I don't know if he's gonna talk about alligators too, but yeah, we'll see. So remember people, if you like my reaction, don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out other reaction I did. There's a link in the description with all of my videos. Check out the cards for all the playlist. And yeah, let's watch this one.
This video was made in partnership with CuriosityStream.
What the f just happened?
There are several factors.
What was that? What was that thing that he was grabbing onto? Did that thing just spin the crocodile like that? What just happened?
You can look at to determine where a build belongs on the tier list. Do they have any uniquely overpowered abilities? Are they responsible for major declines in the player bases of other factions? Do they have good matchups against other top tiers? These are all important, but another good indicator is how long a build's core strategies and stats have stood the test of time. If a build has managed to succeed across multiple balance patches and new game expansions, that's a great indication that it dominates a highly stable niche in the meta. For example, dragonflies have been one of the top builds patrolling the airspace above swamps and lakes since the Carboniferous expansion. By the same token, sharks have been the dominant marine force since before the Terrestrial servers were even added to the game. And while not quite as old as either of these factions, Crocodilians have also had a dominant hold on the same niche since even before the dinosaurs, having survived several of the harshest updates the game has ever seen. Despite this, I don't think any players are all that surprised at the Crocodilians' extensive domination record. I mean, this is a build which combines downright busted stats with arguably the most effective.
Yeah, that's a good enough intelligence, insane power. Defense is low, I thought it would be higher, but apparently it's not. Mobility, yeah, it's good enough mobility, good enough HP. Stealth, yeah, they sneak onto this, so high stealth.
Strategy in the game, resource camping. So today I'm going to break down all of the important features of the Crocodilian build and the strategies
what
that they
is
use
this?
to win games.
Is that one of the things that Crocodile do? They spin like that? Damn.
Every build has its strengths and weaknesses, so my goal with this video is that it'll be useful as a guide for Croc players trying to optimize their gameplay, but also for other players that need help countering the Crocodilians' infamous strategies. This video is meant to apply to both crocodiles and alligators, because even though there are a few subtle differences between the builds, overall their game plan is very similar. Alright, so first, the Croc's biggest strengths. First and foremost is their bite attack. The Croc's bite is the strongest in the game, able to one-shot most low to mid HP targets, and deal serious damage even to the bulkiest players. One important thing to note is that this bite deals crush-type damage, making it one of the few attacks in the game powerful enough to overwhelm most defenses. Even the high-level armor seen in builds like the Turtle and Armadillo aren't enough to stop it. But as powerful and damaging as the Croc's bite is, Crocodilian players actually aren't optimized for direct damage. In fact, most tank builds can recover from a single bite without much consequence. The Crocodilian strategy...
Alright, here's what I'm thinking. Is anything has more dangerous bite than crocodiles? Because I'm pretty sure they have the strongest bite, right? I mean, obviously sharks shark have stronger bite too, but I don't know, man. Some of the crocodiles has really, extremely strong bites. Yeah.
Revolves around being able to bring down large targets, usually ones that have a high enough base HP to survive several powerful attacks. That's why, despite having the strongest bite force in the game, in terms of pure DPS, a Croc's bite is surpassed by sharks due to their serrated blade-like teeth. While a Croc definitely could spec into this type
What the fuck was that? Wait a second.
Bite force in the game. In terms of pure DPS, a Croc's bite is surpassed by sharks due to their serrated blade-like teeth. While a croc definitely could spec into this type of tooth, for the relevant
Yeah, okay, so crocodile do have the strongest bite, but sharks have better teeth. Yeah, but crocodile, look at them, they're just damn scary. I remember watching a video where, a crocodile just ripped an SUV's front hood, not just hood, but even inside chassis, and there was a massive bites inside. Like, god damn, you seriously have to have immense power to do that.
matchups, the crocodile's curved conical teeth are more useful. These teeth make the crocodile's grapple much more difficult to break out of, and this is where the crocodile's ability to take down tank builds really shines through, as their infamous grapple combo, the death roll, is one of the most powerful attacks in the game and can tear through the HP of even the bulkiest players. Let's continue with the croc's other strong points. The most important ones are going to be the two abilities they use to maximize their effectiveness in the water, for both stealth and mobility. First, their rudder-like tail grants them a massive speed boost while swimming. This is what shifts many a matchup in their favor when in combat in the water, as most of the croc's potential targets easily outmaneuver it.
Yeah, look, I'm not gonna lie, that was really fast. I think, I never thought crocodiles gonna be that fast in the water. Damn, that was really, really fast, man. I have to watch that once more.
Grants them a massive speed boost while swimming. This is what shifts many a matchup in their favor when in combat in the water, as most of the croc's potential targets easily outmaneuver it on land. And second, their nostrils and eyes being situated on top of their heads grants them a unique ability to remain almost completely hidden underwater while still remaining vigilant of their above-water surroundings, and allows them to keep their stamina topped up by not forcing them to hold their breath. Alright, now let's get into the croc's weaknesses, and then discuss optimal strategies and counterplay. The croc's biggest weakness is its reliance on water. This isn't that big a weakness, as just about every player needs to visit a watering hole at some point. If your party migrates, you'll most likely need to cross a river at some point in order to find more food. But even if you play as a non-migratory build, you'll likely still need to top up your thirst meter every so often to avoid serious stat debuffs. Still, it is a potential vulnerability. If the water in your preferred server begins to dry up, an occurrence that has become more and more frequent in the Anthropocene meta, this can greatly increase the difficulty of your gameplay by removing your stealth and mobility bonuses. Crocodiles don't respawn in the water, and instead must build and protect.
Yeah, I mean, crocodiles just to move, they have to do something like a push-up just to move, and they are damn heavy, so they can't move much further in on land. So yeah, our skeleton is in a way that if we stand straight, our weights is transferred through our skeletons. Our muscles are not stressed out that much. But in crocodile's case, crocodiles literally have to do a push-up just to run. That's just heavy. Imagine doing the Spider-Man push-ups and run, crawling fast like that. That's how they do it, and in their case they're even more heavier.
Their nests on shore. Objective defense is always a tough portion of any player's questline, but doing so in a vulnerable state is even more difficult. Another big weakness is their reliance on the death roll combo to score kills. Even though it's a guaranteed kill if the full combo finishes, executing the entire move requires uninterrupted focus on a single target for a significant period of time. As with most grappler builds, this leaves the user quite vulnerable to attacks from your target's party members. So how can Crocodile players
Alright, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know about the roll thing. They show that at the start of the video. I'm like, what the fuck is that? I had no idea they do that, but that's smart, isn't it? The way they evolved during in the midway through when they were evolving for all these years, they must have just developed that skill. Like, yeah, this is more effective. I mean, that is really smart, man. I mean, you just pull a prey inside the water and you spin it like that, so that's it. That thing is dead. That is ridiculous. I didn't know they do that, man.
Best mitigate this weakness, and how can other players best exploit it? So for Crocodile players, the number one thing you need to prioritize during an attack is dragging your target into deeper water. This accomplishes three things. 1, it separates the target from their party. 2, it puts them into a position where their mobility is reduced because of the negative terrain modifier from water. And 3, it inflicts the drowning status effect, quickly draining the target's stamina and reducing the number of opportunities they have to counterattack. Of course, this isn't without risk. Dragging a target requires a lot of stamina, and if your stamina runs out while your target is still struggling to get free, they may escape, or worse, counterattack. You can mitigate this by attacking.
Oh my god, that oh, that was so awesome. That was so awesome. Elephants be there like, The elephant's talking to, its kid like, I saw you with that rhino kid today. Don't play with him. What else? What's to talk about? Yeah, I saw a flock of geezer. That was something. And suddenly, bam, crocodile attacks that. What the fuck? You son of a... just attacks the crocodile. I love that part, man. What did crocodile thought? Crocodile's gonna pull the entire elephant into the water, really?
Acting alongside other crocodilian mains, as they can help you drag away your target quicker and reduce their chances of escape even further. Of course, this means you'll be splitting the loot, but it's worth it for bigger kills. For you non-croc mains watching, obviously the absolute best strategy is simply to be large and or strong enough to resist being pulled into the water. If you're the one doing the pulling, the croc player isn't going to continue their attack for long. But if that's not an option, there are still a few tactics you can try to make your odds more favorable. The first is avoiding deep water. If you need to cross a river or find a spot to drink, you'll be safest if the croc would need to drag you a great distance to get you somewhere you couldn't stand. Plus, it's a lot more difficult for a croc to hide in shallow water, so you'll be less vulnerable to surprise attacks. If you're a player with the ability to fly or to climb, you might assume this advice doesn't apply to you, since you can stay out of reach of a croc attack. However, one thing to keep in mind is that the croc's rudder tail ability has the secondary effect of granting it a greatly increased attack range while in deep water, as it can launch itself a considerable distance to strike targets above the surface.
Whoa!
This is a relatively slow and highly committal option though, so my advice to flying...
They are like tigers of the waters. They can jump really high. Damn, that is ridiculous. I didn't know that either. When I see that these heavy ass crocodiles, I'm like, First of all, they're spinning that fast thing. That would not cross my mind either because they are so heavy, and also this, like, they can jump that high. Oh my god, they are really dangerous.
Players is that if you need to approach the surface of the water, keep moving, as striking a moving target would require a pretty insane read on the part of the croc player. It's not impossible though, so don't get greedy. Next, I recommend staying with a tight-knit party that's willing to fight alongside you. As mentioned before, the croc's death roll combo is vulnerable to being interrupted. So if your teammate is being attacked, you may be able to save them even if your attacks don't do all that much damage. Of course, there may be other crocs around.
Epic, so come on, man. A crocodile can't kill an elephant, I'm pretty sure. I don't care how strong crocodile is. Elephant can just pull the crocodile out and stomp on it. Can it? I mean, yeah. Elephants are smart too, so they would not like just pull that thing outside and just stomp on it. So yeah, I'm pretty sure crocodile can't kill elephant.
So you're taking a risk in doing so, but still, crocs really can't do much other than flee to deep water if they're being attacked from multiple directions, so coordinated attacks are paramount. This advice also translates for any player trying...
Oh, that is so good. Crocodile versus a tiger. I mean, if crocodile suddenly surprises tiger and, bites it, I mean, obviously crocodile has immense bite strength. Does crocodile have raw strength to pull tiger inside the water? Because if that's the case, tiger's fucked, right? Yeah.
To loot crocodile nests. This is by no means easy, but since the croc's nest will be on land, the lack of their mobility bonus will make the croc less capable of catching you. The best strategy is to continuously bait out attacks, luring the croc out into the heat. Eventually this will daze the crocodile, allowing you to loot their nest uncontested. If you're a croc, don't worry though, there are ways to better protect your nest. Making sure there is a patch of shade close to the nest is important to avoid being dazed from the heat exhaustion status effect. Another surprisingly powerful and underutilized strategy is to ally with bird players who also nest in the sand. They can protect your eggs from being looted by the more nimble players, while you can protect their buried eggs from being stomped on by the larger players.
What? They team up? How the fuck? I don't know about this, man. Crocodiles and birds team up? What, they communicate like, dude, I'm gonna protect you, you protect my nest, is that it? How do they communicate, man? What the fuck? It's just an evolution thing. They just know that they should trust each other or something as soon as they're born. I don't know, man. This is incredible.
Now, one piece of advice I see tossed around is the idea to spec into abilities that would make a crocodile less reliant on water. Things like longer legs, replacing claws with hooves, and so on. These ideas have actually been tried in the past, and have never really caught on. I get a lot of tags on Twitter asking to mention how overpowered terrestrial crocodile builds were. However, I think history shows the opposite. The two main times terrestrial croc builds have surfaced have been during the most chaotic, underdeveloped metas. First, during the Triassic, aka the expansion that followed the most heavy-handed series of nerfs and bans the game had ever seen, and the Paleogene, the expansion that followed the mass ban that removed dinosaurs and pterosaurs from the game. Both of these instances were at a time where the previous top-tier Predator build had been banned, and every faction was taking a shot at trying to control that niche. In the Triassic, builds like Postasuchus were great at terrorizing the Synapsid player base. The top-tier Synapsid, Lystrosaurus, was dominating the meta, so having a good matchup against them meant a free top-tier spot. However, these terrestrial proto-crocodilians quickly lost their top-tier status as the more mobile dinosaurs started competing. And in the Paleogene, almost the exact same.
That makes sense. If they had better skeletons and bigger legs, just so like humans, they can walk like other land predators like tigers. They could support their weight through the legs. They don't have to push up just to run. What would happen is they would start to wander inside the land too much. So their whole strength is staying around the water, grabbing thing and pulling it inside the water. That thing would not be there anymore because they'll be stupid enough to go inside the land, deeper inland. And there are more predators who has the herd mentality, like lions and things that hunts in multiple flocks and things like that. So they would just overpower it because their mobility is high and things like that. Right now, crocodiles' weakness is their biggest strength, so they don't go into deeper land. So they just wander around the water. If they fail, they immediately run back because they know they have pretty short running distance, since they have to do push-up just to run. So as soon as they see things are not going their way, they're just going to retreat. In that way, they are surviving, I guess. Yeah.
Thing happened. Galloping crocodilians dominated the early meta, but once the mammal player base started competing for the top-tier predator spot, once again, the croc player base couldn't keep up and was forced back into their traditional aquatic ambush role. So yeah, sorry Cheetah Gator fans, you can try again after the next major balance patch. But for now, there's no shame in sticking to the tried and true game plan Crocs have perfected over the past several balance patches. They're
Stay with your specialty, that's where your strength is.
Undoubtedly a top-tier predator, and I can't see their placement on the tier list changing anytime soon.
Yeah.
Hopefully this video did a good enough job covering the Crocodilians' optimal strategy and counterplay. Much of the footage featured in this video is from a documentary called Caring Killers, a film which explores the Nile crocodile build's hunting prowess, but also focuses on showing off the dedication and intelligence demanded from crocodile mains as they guard their respawn points and help new croc players get started. It's an impressively interesting documentary, and goes into a lot more depth than I'm able to do in a single YouTube video. If you're interested in watching it, you can gain access to Caring Killers, as well as thousands of other high-quality non-fiction titles, by signing up for Curiosity.
Yeah, people, go to curiositystream.com/TierZoo and support this channel. This channel is really good and unique. I don't think there is any other channel like this who does things like this. But yeah, I love this, how he explains all the evolution, animals and all that things in game-based sense. I love it. He talks to, I don't know, apparently gods or something who created everything. I don't know. He calls them devs. I love that. Devs created this, devs nerfed them, devs did that. It's just funny whenever he says that. I love that. This was surprisingly, I was surprised a lot, let's just say, in this video. Because I thought I would know about lots of things that crocodiles are, but the spinning thing, how fast they're in the water, this is just ridiculous. I knew they had pretty high bite, but I was confused, like, do they have the strongest bite or is that the shark? But no, they do have the strongest bites. Even the sharks have the serrated teeth, that makes them more dangerous. Yeah, that is true though. Man, I always thought the crocodiles have to do push-up just to run. And I always thought, what if they had limbs like us, like humans? So their weight is supported through their skeleton. So they don't have to do push-up just to run. So they don't get exhausted, like big legs. How dangerous would they be? But the last point he made, yeah, that's so true, isn't it? If that were the case, they go inside the land way too much. And the certain predators, they hunt in groups, would overpower them. And they will start to become prey, basically. So the reason that makes them weaker, that they can't run fast much longer, that's the reason for their survival. They stay around the water. And whenever they see that things are not going their way, they run back to the water. That is why they are so dangerous. They're stealthy creatures. I love how crocodiles are so dangerous even to humans because of this reason. They are not going to move. You really have to pay attention in the water to see they are there, and they will suddenly strike. In Florida, I think there is a massive issue about alligators and crocodiles, right? I mean, I don't know if it's exaggerated or what, but there's always in and TV shows, some people just jokes about it. Like there's always alligators and crocodiles there. Man, if that's the case, that's really heavy place to live, man. I can't imagine living in a place where just crocodiles and alligators would just pop out from somewhere. And these are not some small things, these are really dangerous predators, man. Yeah, I guess that was crocodiles. Alright people, if you like my reaction, don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out other reaction. There's a link in the description. Check out the cards for the playlist. I think I should create a playlist for TierZoo too. I reacted to quite a few already. And yeah, I'll see you next time.